Hello everyone, my name is Guruton and welcome to B.B.T.A. For those who have been here before, tell me how the new intro is. For those new to the channel, I welcome you. Here we cover various things from various collectible games, including Beyblade, Bakugan, the Digimon TCG, and more in the context of Australia. Today I want to talk about the Digimon TCG and everything you need to know before the English version of the game drops next year. Now, this isn't a learn to play video, that's the one thing you may want to know that won't appear in this video. But I'll be working on that another time, and there are many other videos out there on the subject, so I gotta take some time to make a quality one. Today, I'm going to be talking about preparing yourself for a new TCG, and the particular details about this game that you need to understand before buying. So let's start with some TCG product basics. So, if you are new to trading card games or haven't played one since being quite young, this part is specifically for you. I've timestamped the video in the description if you wish to skip this part, and hopefully a card is up in the corner as well. TCGs have a pretty simple formula. Most have two key products: pre-constructed decks and booster packs. Pre-constructed decks are often designed for new players for a game and contain everything you need to play a game. They often have multiple copies of most cards and often have a focus on a core strategy, but sometimes you miss multiples of certain cards or miss important powerful cards most invested players use, limiting their potential out of the box for tournament play. That's where booster packs come in. Booster packs have a randomized set of cards in them, normally to the count of 5 to 12 cards per booster pack, and 20 to 30 packs per display box. These contain the cards you need to power up the starter decks or create new decks entirely. Due to being randomized, you don't know what cards you are going to get in your packs unless you buy an awful lot of them. And when I say a lot of them, I mean often you get a little bit more than a playset of every card in a set by buying an entire shipping box of booster boxes, which could be anywhere between 12 and 25. Yeah. And that's not including collector alternative artworks or other rarities such as that. As such, you are incentivized to trade or sell your cards to other players so you can get the cards you want, hence trading card games. So that leads me to my first main tip for trading card games. Plan your purchases. This is going to be the main lesson of this part of the video. If you want to play as cheap as possible, you rarely want to buy booster packs unless you are a draft player. Due to the nature of booster packs, you rarely plus from buying packs. What you will want to do instead is buy from other players who have already opened the packs. That being said, there are times you may want to buy packs, you may want to support your local store, you may be super into trading your cards. The cards you want may be unavailable as a single. Regardless of the case, do make sure whatever you purchase, you pre-plan. Because TCGs are an expensive hobby, so every dollar you save is definitely worth it. So, now that you know that card games are expensive, let's go into how to protect those costly cards. Card sleeves are a thing you are going to be buying a lot of as a card gamer, and you definitely don't want to skip out on them for your first deck. Cards are made of pretty flimsy cardboard and can get damaged from just the oils on your skin, let alone getting shuffled and moved around the table. And damage can happen as quickly as your first game. Card sleeves are the first layer of defense, providing a plastic coating to your cards. Sleeves come in packs of at least 50 normally, sometimes more, very rarely less. And for Digimon, you need at least 55 for a deck. But 5 of those don't have to be the same as your main deck. This being said, you probably want to get a good chunk of your first sleeves, since they will likely take a bit of damage and need replacing. Now, Digimon cards are what called standard or magic sized cards, meaning the sleeves you want to buy are standard sized. Small or Japanese sized card sleeves will be too small and won't fit your needs. There are lots of brands of card sleeves out there and they all vary in quality, quantity, colours and artwork. If you would like an overview of all the card sleeves out there and how good they are, I've linked and carded Tolarian Community College's videos on card sleeve reviews, and you can check out what the best card sleeves are for your budget. That being said, you could probably get away with any fully opaque sleeves that come with a count of at least 55, likely 60. Try to get all the sleeves at the same time in one packet, because while not a common case, sleeves can be differently cut between packs, even if it's the same brand, and different cuts can mark cards, which will be caught in a tournament and you will be called out for cheating. That's, by the way, another reason to sleeve your cards, because most tournaments don't allow unsleeved decks for this same reason of marking. So your next level of protection is storage. You don't want to go through the effort of sleeving your deck and getting all the cards, spending quite a bit of money, and then just have them bent in your bag by being loose, or having a rubber band around them and squeezing the sides. That's where deck boxes come in. There's a huge selection of deck boxes out there. For your first deck, a simple flip-top plastic deck box will do the job. You will find these at any local game store that sells any card game. If you want to go fancier, just a few quick tips to avoid. Magnetic cases are risky. I don't recommend any magnetic latch for a box holding your deck unless you know what you are doing. You also don't want the cards catching on anything inside the box, be it while they are sitting in there, just getting jostled around, or as you are putting the cards in and out of the box. The closer the box is to a simple box with a solid latch or clips, the better. I personally highly recommend the Ultimate Guard Boulder. Fantastic simple boxes that can take a hit, stays really sealed in a bag. Like, I have to pull on these quite a bit in order to open them. And they can fit pretty much whatever you want. In fact, these things can even hold Bakugan decks with the Bakugan in them, and that's saying quite a bit considering how much space those take up. So, you just pop them open, close them that, you can mix and match the colors, and they hold pretty damn well. So that's my personal recommendation for best first deck box. The last layer of protection is a playmat. Playmats are simple fabric or neoprene-backed surfaces to play your cards on. Now, for new players who simply want to protect their cards, just make sure you get a decently sized neoprene mat. Fabric mats can be easily damaged and slip around the table, and fancy playmats just cost far too much and are a premium item that you should be getting for personal taste. Sometimes you don't even need to buy a playmat, as some stores can provide rentals, or for some games even give them away in tournaments. I have a huge collection of playmats I've just picked up over the years for Vanguard and Buddy Fight tournaments. However, if you want to just make sure your cards are in great condition for as long as possible, I recommend picking up just one to start with. Welcome back to those who skipped. Now we're going to cover where you should go to buy your cards. You may be thinking, oh, I'll just go to Target or Kmart or Walmart if you're in the US and just go to the card section. They sell other card games there. It'll be fine. Well, first of all, in most of Australia, no you won't. TCGs that aren't the big three of Pokemon, MTG, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Just do not sell at department stores for longer than a few months, if ever. In other countries, namely America, you may be able to find a bit of product at those stores, but still don't buy from there if you can avoid it. TCGs live in the local game store. To find a local game store, simply Google that. Local game store nearby. You would be surprised how many are out there. Now, not every store will have Digimon when it comes out, but if you show interest in the game and ask the store owner about it, they may get it in. If this is the case, it is your job to make it profitable for them. Buy product, especially if the store has a play space for you to play the game. This is the part where you ignore singles. You want to be buying packs, display boxes even, and trading them with your fellow players, building a community, sharing the game with as many as possible. Should you succeed, then you will have a thriving game community that will give you many opponents and by extension make a thriving market of store sales and single sales in your area, making the game better for everyone, something you just can't do at a department store. Now, if a store is stocking the game on release, still do the same early on, but the store is already showing trust in the game, so as long as you and others keep going to the store and buying from time to time, the process should happen naturally. Also, just go to tournaments. You are here to play the game, you may as well enter a tournament, even if you're not all that good. You will learn a lot from playing in tournaments. Now, new TCGs suffer from a huge uphill battle to prove themselves against the top 3. And if they don't, a game only often lasts for 2 years tops, so the fanbase has to prove its viability as a product. Just recently, both the newest Star Wars card game and the Transformers card game by Hasbro both got cancelled. And this was right before Digimon drops. Buddy Fight, a game that I love, just got cancelled. And there's a bunch of other games that have just come out and trailed off. But there's also a bunch of other games that have survived. Cardfight Vanguard, the Dragon Ball Super game in itself, which is also by Bandai. And where we're getting a lot of the, one of the expectations for the Digimon card game. There's just, if you can prove the game works, the game will survive, be strong, and we will have a fantastic time as a community together. Now, also, at a local game store, you can also buy all the protective product I spoke of earlier in the video, and often you can buy more of a game there than at a department store, which often only has a limited amount of each product and rarely older sets. So yeah, support your local game store, and they will support you and the game. So, that leads us finally into Digimon's specifics. The parts of Digimon you will have to consider when buying a product that is different from other card games, though not all. First of all is the release date. Digimon 2020 comes out in English on January 2021. We don't know the exact day, but we could expect pretty early on. However, in November of this year, a select set of stores will be selling a limited supply of the first English set and the first 3 starter decks. This will be limited to 2 display boxes of the set, as well as up to 1 of each starter deck. Some stores are allowing the purchase of multiple starter decks. Some are limiting to you can only buy 1 starter deck of 1 color. For Australia, I'll be making a video covering as many stores doing this November early release as I am made aware of, so keep an eye out for that video. Now, these decks for the first release cover a red deck, styled to be an aggressive in strategy, a blue deck, which out of the box can be played as a tempo deck, controlling the game while still being able to attack at the cost of raw power, and a yellow deck styled to be a slower, more methodical in strategy. If you are a Digimon fan, you likely recognize the Digimon they are based on, as each one focuses on a different adventure series character and their Digimon. An additional 3 starter sets are also coming eventually, covering green, black, and purple, which completes the set of colors in the game so far. Now, set 1 is a compilation set, filled with cards from the first 3 sets from Japan's version of the game, but not all of them. Set 2 for English will be called Set 1.5 and contain the rest of the cards from those first 3 sets, and from what has been suggested, about 10 extra cards past that. Now that won't arrive till February, so on the full release there will be 1 month where we have just the starter decks and Set 1, and from November that will also be the meta. I highly recommend picking up these first 2 sets, as they will likely be designed to give new players a strong start to explore the game with, and a lot of the cards will likely have staying power in the meta. I also recommend getting 2 of the starter deck you want, as every single card in the starter deck is exclusive to those decks, and some of those cards are important to finish decks of their colors, especially especially the case for the blue deck. Since they can't make a deck with 4 copies of every card in the deck, they have been rather kind in making the starter decks have at least 2 copies of each card, so while you will end up with spares, 2 of each of the starter decks will give you a playset of every card in them. That being said, yellow is looking to only need 1 copy, as the cards at 2 don't seem to have too much viability to them. It may be good to have a playset just in case, but I have been recommended to tell you guys that it is not exactly needed. Next up is promos. Promotional cards are released in a way not conventional for a game. They can be a reward for playing or winning a tournament, or for buying a certain amount of product, or given away by outside sources to promote the game. Digimon 2020 already has quite a lot of these for a new game due to the game's push in Japan. However, for English, we are aware of 2 main ways to get our first sets of promotional cards and a few corner cases. When cracking a new booster box, that's an entire display of 24 booster packs, there will be 2 packs separate from the rest. These will be 3 different promos. One of them will be an alternative artwork version of a teamer card in the first 2 sets. While not super important, these sets of promo cards help get pretty solid cards, and the alternative artwork makes them extra collectible. The other promo pack will have 2 of 6 exclusive cards, and these are pretty big because all 6 of these cards have some level of playability to them. They were released in magazines in Japan, so this new method to get these rather important cards is going to help the English community greatly. So try to get many of these as you can, because even if you don't end up using them, someone else will want to, so that's an easy trade or sale bait. The other method to get promo cards that we are so far aware of is the game's first Dash Pack. Also with exclusive cards, the Dash Pack will be given for buying 12 booster packs by the store. Notably, you won't be able to get any promo cards from department stores, so just another reason to go to your local game store. We are aware of another set of promos as well, currently given away via a premium B.B.T.A campaign, but that is restricted to North America users only, and they do block proxy mail addresses for the sweepstakes, unfortunately. If you live in North America, do check it out, I'll leave a link, but how everywhere else will get these promos, while confirmed will be a thing, is currently unknown, other than local game stores will be giving them out via some method at some time. They aren't super important promos, but they are exclusive and nice options to have for certain builds. Additionally, there is a special set sold on the site that has more promos in it, all alternative art variants of starter deck cards, as well as a deck box, playmat, sleeves, and memory counter. It's a neat set and will be released in local game stores around the world, but for now it is limited to the website, and also North America. For at least the English version of the website. Keep an eye on the promo cards and their distribution methods, because getting them via their main method can often be easier than buying them individually, and sometimes even cheaper. So finally, we got some resources to talk about. For the best website you can find at the moment for seeing every card released in Japan with English translated artwork cards, definitely check out DigimonCard.dev. The website is just amazing. I have not been told to recommend this website. I am doing this solely because I absolutely love this website. You can build a deck on it. They have a deck builder already with all the Japanese cards ready to go, and you can export that list directly into Tabletop Simulator to play the game on that. That's how awesome the site is. There is also Digimon Card Game's Reddit and Discord. I'll have links for both in the description. And if you are Oceania based, I am in a Facebook group for the game. That area is also linked. The official Digimon Card Game Twitter is also solid for picking up official announcements. And obviously, if they have a Twitter, they have a Facebook. So pick for the media you use. Finally, this own channel, as well as our supplementary pages. Also has a Discord. Yeah, that's new for people who have watched this channel before. Click the link below. I'll be advertising new videos and Twitch streams through that, and you can talk with myself and others in the community there. Now it is new, so it's got a lot of building to do, but hopefully we can make it an exciting community of collectible gamers. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoy the world of the 2020 Digimon Card Game. As a new game, it's got a lot of hurdles and info is scattered as we learn more and more, so hopefully this will help you be a better consumer and get a head start right into the Digimon Card Game. I'm jumping on this train from day 0, so I hope you will join me on this trip. If you liked the video, hit the like button, dislike if you didn't, subscribe for more Digimon content and more on other games. Comment below if you have any questions or thoughts. I'll pin any major missed info or developments in the comments. And with that, I will see you next time. Giraton out.